How's it going, YouTube? You know what I think is funny about liberals is they're the biggest hypocrites that we know. Got an interesting story for you that I just received from One News Now. School sued over lesbian lecturer. The Pacific Justice Institute is suing a California school district after students were addressed by a lesbian pastor. That's very interesting. Brad Dacus, or Dacus, I'm bad with pronunciation with names, you know that. He's a founder of Pacific Justice Institute. He tells One News Now a lesbian minister visited Castro Valley High School and gave a presentation called Out for Good. The parents found out about the incident after the fact because they weren't notified beforehand as they should have been. A lesbian minister was invited to guest lecture for math and science classes. At that time, she shared her personal views on homosexuality, including a discussion of her lesbian wedding, the homosexual prom, and other such events and things that many parents were very concerned about once they heard this had taken place. Now, parents requested information on what her teachings entitled, and the high school and district refused to share this information. Again, here's a quote from Brad. So we at the Pacific Justice Institute have filed a lawsuit against that school district on behalf of the parents to defend their rights under the Public Records Act to have access to that information as to exactly what the teacher said, what did she do, and how the students responded. So, Dacus also contends the district ought to develop a written policy to make sure parents are informed in advance so they can opt to have their children removed from the environment. Okay, so the Bible can be taken out of the school, and religion and everything can't be a part of it, even though we do have clubs that, like Christian club and stuff like that, but we can have a lesbian pastor come and teach on homosexuality. Can't have the Bible, and I don't believe I've heard of a regular pastor. In fact, Speechless Silencing the Christian showed exactly how people that try to have pastors or religious people that try to have personal views on homosexuality and present it to the class usually get pulled down immediately and said they can't speak on that issue. But let it be a lesbian pastor, they can do it though. And not to mention, you try to remove the rights of the parents to know what exactly she said because you want the kids to be brainwashed, and you want the kids to, you want the students to be forced to hear this kind of garbage in the name of so-called tolerance when we know it goes beyond that. Look at the definition of tolerance. I mean, there are many of us that are tolerant that have never been taught on homosexuality. It's unnecessary. No thank you. These people are just something else. You for example, let's use Miss California again. You have this person who's not even downing the homosexuals, but your personal opinion is that you are for traditional marriage, one man and one woman, and you're not trying to push your opinion on anybody else, but immediately people start saying, why do you hate homosexuals so much? You never said you hated homosexuals, number one. They just want equal rights and blah blah blah, you homophobe, you bigot, so on and so forth. And the hypocritical thing about it is, while they're telling you not to try to tell people how to live their lives or have an opinion, at the same time they're telling you how to live your life. And that's hypocrisy at its best right there. I believe marriage should be between one man and one woman. Tar and feather the bastard and kick him and stone him and so on and so forth. For an opinion, but that's, whatever. So be it. It's quite hilarious, actually. It just falls under the category of the liberal code of conduct, which, to generalize it, it's pretty much shut up unless you agree with us. And that's the way it goes when it comes to these people. Some of the same people that whined and complained about me having sunglasses on in some of my videos are the same people that subscribed and were friends to the Zach Hammer when he was the Zach Hammer, who also wore sunglasses in a lot of his videos, but didn't say anything to or about that. ABC News, a news channel that I will not support, will not watch, and do not like, and also have seen that they've written a nasty, filthy letter to one Christian, or any liberal news network. They were the first to step on scene when California voted down same-sex marriage again, and all the homosexuals were in the street protesting and blah blah blah, and oh, the poor homosexuals, and oh, they've just been beaten and battered and hit on and hated on, but they didn't. Those very networks won't show you how the homosexuals snuck into a church like with military precision, trying to blend in with regular church folks, then bust out of their clothes and stuff and throw all kinds of confetti and crap all over the place, and then yell out all kinds of stupid homosexual chants. This being done in front of children and everything, of course. So, and some people in there had to have been scared and worried, like, what the heck is going on? They ain't going to show you that kind of stuff. But luckily we have Channel 11, Fox News, who will show you both sides of the story. Or if not both sides, sometimes they will show you at least the other side. Unlike the liberal media, which will say, something happened to a church? Oh, I gotta see this. Let's get this on camera. It'll be the same event that would happen in a regular world, but they won't record it. But just because it happened in the church, it has to be broadcast, just to expose the church, even though we are people too, and we can be snared and taken just like regular people. We're not perfect. We can sin just like the next person. The difference is that we actually accept it as a sin and choose not to want to do it or to fix it. The liberal media is something else. They won't show you how homosexual extremists or the militant fascist ones, for example, like the one that beat the girl with her own Bible, for just not even doing anything, for preaching or being a part of a group. Yeah, and being the religious person that she was, didn't even press charges for that. Interesting. So she was a bigger person than he was, which pushes my point even further. How about when that old lady had that cross and the homosexuals knocked it out of her hand, or the supporters of homosexuals, and stomped on the cross, and the guy was calling the old woman stupid, stupid woman and stuff like that. I like when liberals and atheists try to use scripture against us, even though they end up failing epically over and over again when they try to, because they only read one verse. And when you go back and read the whole chapter, it destroys the whole point they're trying to make. YouTube, Christian community, don't ever let anybody try to use scripture that they don't even agree with. So, if ever they try to even use scripture against you, show them the correction in it by reading the whole thing. Show them how they're in error, and at the same time, make sure you call them out on that. Don't try to use scripture that you don't even agree with. That's serious hypocrisy at its best. It's plain downright stupid. Macho Sauce Productions, you gotta check him out. There's no better person to expose the liberalism and how the hypocrisy in it. I'll just, most of you already know him and have subscribed to him. For those that don't, I'll post a link somewhere around here, or gotta check his videos out. They are excellent. This is Crazy 316 on a quick banter. I'm done with that now. I'm out.